choking.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Beyond the Gray Media. Josh here checking in on you out there in YouTube land. Happy Tuesday. How are you doing? Hopefully your week's been good. It's kind of a weird week, right? Because it's 4th of July and it's kind of like a hybrid week where people have like a day off and then they got to go back to work for a day. Hopefully that's not you. That's my schedule. Kind of sucks, but my son's school has been out, obviously, and then his after school's been out. So I've been working kind of like hybrid half days, half at work, half at home. I thought I was going to be able to actually watch some movies while I was working on my laptop, kind of plugging away at stuff, but no, he's kept me busy, so it's a good thing. Anyway, I put up a poll on my YouTube tab there where I wanted to talk about Stephen King flicks. I really wanted to talk about Thinner. I think Thinner is underseen, kind of slept on, and you know, I thought it'd be really fun to make a video about Thinner, but no, of the four, Thinner, Needful Things, Christine, and Cujo, I don't know if you can see that, 33 votes. Needful Things takes it with 33% of the vote. So second place was Cujo. Cujo was going to be the other one I was going to do. Needful Things I absolutely love, and I have a great version from Kino that I mean, it's got two cuts of the movie, right? It's got the theatrical and the TV cut. One of them is only in 1080p, so I mean, you know, you got to pick and choose with Needful Things. Also this week, be looking out for my favorite movie. When I think 4th of July, I always think, it used to be kind of like Poltergeist because of the American, you know, Star Spangled Banner and the way that kind of leads in. I don't know, there's something about Poltergeist, but I already talked about Poltergeist. So we're going to try to tackle my favorite movie of all time. I know I say that all the time, but this time I actually mean it. My favorite movie of all time is Jaws. Dun 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 dun. I absolutely adore Jaws. I've got it tattooed a couple of different ways. It's my favorite movie of all time. So 4th of July, I'm going to try to have that ready. I'd love to lie to you and say I've been working on it for a while, but I haven't. I have some ideas, so I'm hoping that I can put together 4 or 5 hours of work on 4th of July and actually make something cool. Anyway, we're going to get into Needful Things. Thanks so much for being here. You know what to do down there. Like, comment, subscribe, talk some shit, whatever you want to do. Hang tight. So Needful Things, I think I've probably seen it in like 96, 97 when, you know, I'd moved and my parents first got cable. And I watched it on TNT's Monster Vision with Joe Bob Briggs. The great Joe Bob Briggs. I think this was a made-for-TV movie, if I'm not mistaken. And this came out in 1993. This is the MGM Grand. The best version I thought I was ever going to get. It's got Ed Harris from The Abyss, Bonnie Bedelia, was she in Salem's Lot? I forget. And then Max von Sydow from that 80s movies, Strange Brew. He freaked me out in that movie. Just kidding. He's Father Lancaster Marin. Put some respect on his name. Father Marin from The Exorcist, the scariest movie of all time, the best horror movie there ever will be. So Needful Things, man, this thing blew my hair back when I watched it. Anything with Stephen King, got the book back here. Anything with my man Stephen King that has to do with isolation in a town kind of turning on itself and losing its mind, that's for me. I love the setting. I always wanted to go to New England. I'm from the West Coast, so one of these days, I absolutely loved Needful Things. I thought it was incredible. I love the story. I love how, you know, you make a deal with the devil and then he uses it against you and you have to pay up. And it's unique to each person. The idea, the antique store, his fingernails. There's something about this movie that's just ingrained in my psyche. I think it's so dope. And I thought this was the best version I was ever going to get. And I was fine with that. I also had it on tape. Great fucking tape. Kind of a long flick until Kino came along and just knocked it out of the absolute ballpark. They just took a swing. Look at this thing. It's like a paper bag. Buy now, pay later, right? Everything you want's in the bag. Make a deal with the devil, baby. Take off the slip. It's in Dolby Vision. Look at that 4K. Kino Lorber put this thing out like 6 months ago, maybe a year now. And it's absolutely incredible. It's got 2 cuts of the movie. One of them's in 4K. The TV cut, which is my preferred cut. I love that cut. It's not in 4K, but that's okay. Let me double check and make sure. Yeah, guys, the 191 minute television cut. That's just about longer than Stephen King's It. So That is a ripping good time. It's super long. It's got extended scenes. Everything about it is awesome, but it's only in 1080p. And we're so damn spoiled now with 4K, especially myself, where it feels like a real chore to go back through and watch things in 1080 when you know you've got it on 4K. So this Kino Lorber thing, it absolutely slaps. Man, that movie is so good. In Needful Things, a mysterious new store opens in the small town of Castle Rock. It's led by Leland Gaunt, who has a little bit of everything for everyone. He starts selling items that fulfill the deepest desires of the townspeople. However, the items that he's selling come at a very, very steep price. Don't bargain with the devil. Ultimately, what happens is you get this town that's trying to be the biggest kids in the sandbox. It's a giant 2.5-hour pissing match that brings chaos and destruction to this once peaceful community. As the townspeople become more and more consumed by their desires and possessions, tensions rise and secrets are revealed. It leads to a shocking ending that, I don't think it's going to necessarily leave you speechless, but because of the characters, because of the cast, and because of the setting, it does seem relatively believable. These people lose their ever-loving minds. The twists and turns in this story, it does keep you guessing until the end. Now that I've kind of spoiled it for you, it's still an engaging and fun watch. Needful Things ultimately explores deeper themes such as greed, power, and then those consequences that arise when you give in to your darkest, deepest desires. It's a cautionary tale about the dangers of letting those wants, those needs that control us, and then the devastating effect it can have on ourselves and those around us. So yeah guys, Needful Things, it's an absolute must watch. This is a must own from Kino because you get both. YouTube's really hard, everybody. YouTube is really, really hard. Sometimes I'm like trying to type up a little bit of a script and read it off, like words that I want to say, and I can't even do that. I can't even look at the camera sometimes and tell you why you should own Needful Things. Why should you own this? Because it fucking rules. Needful Things has both versions of the film. You get the director's cut and you get the TV cut, which is what you want. There's not a ton of special features, but one of the special features is 191 minutes long. There's no other reason not to pick up this Kino Lorber title. Buy now, pay later. Needful Things, the portrayal of the devil by Max von Sydow is my favorite version of the devil. There's some cool versions in Rosemary's Baby. There's some other great versions of the devil. Obviously, Angel Heart, obviously, like you know what I'm thinking. I say that too much. I'm sorry. I'm working on that. Needful Things. It's a must watch. It's a must own. Great performances. I love the setting. I love the music. It's got kind of that a lot of like the Omen kind of stuff in there too. Classical kind of instrument stuff. Needful Things rips. You guys are awesome. Thanks so much for watching. Do those things down at the bottom. I'm not going to tell you every time, but I will say, can't wait to see you again tomorrow. I'm going to do the Rad 9-pack challenge. I'm excited to do that for your 9 favorite movies from 1994. Until then, take care. We'll see you soon. Cheers.